Hi guys, welcome back. This is Erin from Paint Those Piggies, and today I have, well, what feels like my long-awaited project polish. And so I did pick out 8 polishes to start with. So I do have my long-awaited project polish. It feels like I've been talking about this forever, but I just picked all the polishes for this project. This is the very first time I will have done a project polish, and I did kind of like infringe on some of the rules. We do have an Emmy behind us. It is not Millie today. We have Tabby Cat. Emmy, she's the one that's like really skittish, but Millie is in trouble. It's not that she wouldn't be in the video today, but she scratched me from like mouth to ear today, and the only reason I discovered it was because I was at work and I looked in the mirror and I had like a bloody streak from ear to ear, but I covered up with makeup so it's fine, but she's in trouble. But anyways, we'll see if Emmy comes in and out. But I have my project polish. I did pick 8 polishes. Originally I picked 7 because I was gonna like swatch them one a day, but that failed. I did pick 8 polishes. I am wearing one of them today. Like I said, this is my very first project polish, and I did set a couple of ground rules for myself. So I did pick all mini polishes, and I did that so that it was easier for me to use them up since I've never done this before. So I did want to disrupt weekly manis as little as possible because I really like weekly manis, and I feel like you guys do too. So I'm going to do project polish like in between weekly manis, and the way it's going to work out is I'll do weekly manis the same way I do right now, except I'll say things like on Tuesday I wore a project polish. I'm not going to say what it is, and then we'll skip right to the next day, and that way it'll just kind of roll right over it and not disrupt weekly manis in any way. I figure I'll do project polishes, wear them like 2 or 3 times a week, so that way you'll still see other polishes like 3 or 4 different colors a week, and so that'll be a good mix, and that way I'll still be using project polishes. You'll see like a trial run this week and then more next week, because I wore kind of like, I did a little bit of a trial this week, but we'll see next week. That was a lot of rambling, but I wanted to kind of explain. So I picked all mini bottles, and I picked colors that I don't mind using up. I feel like project polish is a little bit, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit weird for me because I don't want to work on polishes that I don't want to use up. I like nail polish, and I like having so many different colors in my collection. So for me, I don't want to use up a polish just to say I used it up. I really picked colors that I don't mind going in my collection, and I also didn't pick colors that are just a pain in the butt to use that normally I would just throw away or declutter. These are polishes that I don't mind using, and also polishes that I don't mind getting rid of that I won't repurchase. So that's the premise behind this project polish. So let's get into the polishes. I do have them on a nail wheel, and I think most of them, all but one, is swatched at this point. I'll probably wear the last one on my nails tonight, so I will have swatched photos to go over. Also, like a good project polisher, I did mark all the bottles already. So we're going to start with the first one on the swatch wheel. I do have a goal of going through 18 polishes this year in 2018. I know this is being filmed and put up in 2017, but it is December 28th, so we're really close to 2018. I do want to go through 18 mini bottles of polish. I feel like I can do really well at this if I put my mind to it, so I do want to make a goal of doing 18 polishes in 2018. That's just how many are on this nail wheel. It just happened to coincide with 2018, so I started out with 8. So we're going to start with this one right here. I will insert swatches of each polish. So this one is a little mini bottle of OPI, and it drives me nuts that the names are not on these, but this one is OPI's A Great Opera-tunity. I'm going to use this mini bottle up simply because I have a full-size bottle. I love this color. It is from the Venice collection. It's almost like a warm-toned salmony peachy pink. It's a cream polish. Here is the mark in my bottle. I think I've only worn this once, honestly, but I really love the color, and I did pick up a full-size bottle, so there's no reason for me to hang on to this little mini size bottle, so I'm going to use this guy up. The next one I have is a red that you've seen quite a bit in Weekly Manis, and that is purposeful because I knew I was going to put it in Project Polish. So I've purposefully been wearing it and including it in nail art because I knew I was going to put it in this. A couple of these I've been doing the same with. You'll see a couple that you've recognized in Weekly Manis and you'll think, she knew she was putting that in Project Polish, and if you think that, you're right. So this next one is a red on the swatch wheel. Here it is. Like I said, I will insert swatches of these. This is Formula X Flashy. I had mentioned before that I bought a set of these Formula X polishes. These are like mini bottles of Formula X, and I had never touched them, and that made me feel guilty because I was so excited to find this set and buy it. It was right when I started getting into polish. I never touched them. I never wore them, and so this I actually really like. For some reason, jelly reds I really gravitate towards. I don't really like jellies in any other color besides reds, which is weird, but I really like jelly reds. This one I think I've worn as a full manicure twice, and I have used it in nail art. Here is the mark on the side. It's a really thin black line. I used it once and it went down a huge amount, and then I used it again and then the line didn't move at all, so I was a little bit frightened by that. But there is the line on that. That again is Formula X Flashy. It's just like a warm jelly red polish. Next one I have is another mini Zoya. I don't actually have many of these mini Zoya bottles. I can't really remember how I came across them because I don't think they really sell these, but this is the only one I haven't swatched yet, so I'll probably throw this on tonight so I can include it in swatch photos because all the other ones I have swatches of, so it would be weird not to include a swatch of this. This is a mini bottle of Lael, which is L-A-E-L. And this one is like a grapey, deep purple cream. For a second, I couldn't remember what the color was. Here it is on the swatch wheel. It is third on the swatch wheel right here. I really like purple colors like this that are not too deep that they look black, but you can tell that they're purple. This one I didn't bother to mark because I've never worn it before, so this one will probably be the hardest because Zoyas usually have really good formulas, so you only need 2 coats. A couple of these don't have good formulas. I didn't mention the formulas on the other ones. Great Opportunity is like 2 to 3 coats. Flashy is pretty much sheer. You need like 3 to 4 coats of this. The purple Lael I have not used before, but I would assume that it's 2 coats. Like I said, I wouldn't mind getting these out of my collection because they're either dupable or I have big bottles of these, but I have not worn this, but this is probably going to be the hardest one to finish up in this project pan, or I guess start and then finish up in my project pan. Next one is OPI's Live and Let Die. This one showed up in a Weekly Manis a couple of weeks ago. It's probably a couple of months ago at this point. Here it is on the swatch wheel, and it is a blackened green with gold shimmer in this. I mentioned in my video being disappointed about this. I really liked the Skyfall collection. That was the first collection that I started like looking at nail polish, and actually that collection is significant for me because the Living Daylights was the first polish I saw in stores at my Ulta and thought, I have to have that polish. And so that collection really is reminiscent of like collecting polish for me, because even though it was only one polish, I specifically remember that. This polish I have in a mini bottle, obviously, and it just doesn't do it for me. The gold does not shine through on the nails, but I actually have this in a full-size bottle. I thought I decluttered it, but I didn't, so there's no reason for me to have a mini bottle and a large-size bottle of this, so I'm going to work on the mini bottle and just keep the full-size bottle just to have it in my collection like a hoarder. Next polish in this is one that you will recognize, and this is China Glaze for Audrey. Here it is on the swatch wheel. You will Have seen this pop up a couple of times in weekly manis, and actually I just shook the bottle, but you will see a lot of use in the bottle, hopefully if it settles in the next couple of seconds. I've been working on this polish a lot actually. I've worn it a couple of times as a full manicure. The formula is terrible. The color is beautiful. I don't think I have anything quite dupable in my collection. I wish I did, because the color is beautiful, but the formula is terrible. It's just so awful that there's no use in me keeping it. At this point, I think I've worn this little bottle like 4 different times. I did leave a little mark on it up here. You can see that the color separated down to about here. I did wear it last week with Candy Lacquer's Cupcake Blizzard, so that's got about 2 more uses in it from where I did mark it up here. So that's got about 4 total uses in the bottle, which I think this one's going to be quite easy to use up. So that again is China Glazes for Audrey. The last 3 are Essie mini bottles. I really like Essie's mini bottles because they are just like cute tiny versions of Essie's big size bottles. This one is interesting because I pulled this out of my declutter. I had like one last bag of polishes that I was going to declutter, and I pulled this out because I thought it was a pretty color. It's almost like a lipsticky red, like a maroon red with a little bit of brown in it. And this is Essie's Limited Addiction. Here it is on the swatch wheel. I actually realized I don't have a swatch of this, so I will have to swatch it before this video goes out, but here it is right here. It's just like a vampy red, and I do like maroon reds like this. This did have some use in it. It probably had a full manicure in it, but I did wear it recently. This is what I used for the stripes on my Christmas manicure. I did candy cane stripes with a pink base, and these were the stripes. It's almost like a little bit thinner than a cream. It might be considered a Crelly, but honestly, like, I'm not a nail polish expert when it comes to Crellies, but I liked it for my nail art. So I did mark it in the bottle right here. You can see it right here. That was before I used it for my nail art, and I did use quite a bit of it. So it looks like it's actually down to where my pointer finger is right here. I did use quite a bit of it during that nail art, so that's some good use in just one manicure for nail art. So that again is Essie's Limited Addiction. One more Essie I have here is one that I've praised very much. I really love this color. I am looking into getting a big size bottle of it because I really like it. So I figure if I'm gonna get a full size bottle eventually, there's no use in having the mini. And this mini is actually, I don't know how old it is. It's one of my oldest nail polishes that's actually like not just like a cheap drugstore brand. So it is very old. It's probably, I don't know, 10 years old if it's that old. This is Essie's Merino Cool. I really like this polish. It's like a taupey, purpley, almost like gray brown color, but I really love it. It's a cream polish. Here it is on the swatch wheel. It's just a really gorgeous polish. It doesn't look like much on the swatch wheel, but on the nails it is stunning. I've used quite a bit of it, and this is just a couple of uses, but I think it's stunning, and I don't think it's going to be hard to use up. I've actually wanted to wear it a couple other times, but I've held off so I could film this video. Again, that is Essie's Merino Cool. The last one I have is one I added last night on a whim. I don't know why, but I picked this out of my declutter as well. I don't know. I wanted to wear this color, love it, but then I realized why it was in my de-stash pile. It's got the worst formula ever, and honestly it's a gorgeous color. This kind of like light baby blue is what I would put in my winter polish picks, which is coming up in January. I've got New Year's Eve picks, then I've got birthday picks, and then I've got winter polish picks, so they are coming. It's just like a lot all in a row, but this is the kind of color I would wear in winter, that icy blue. Here it is on the swatch wheel. I forgot about about it because it kind of looks like the swatch wheel, but here it is right here. I threw it in last minute last night, and honestly it doesn't have a lot of use. I had swatched it on 4 fingers and then threw it in the D-stash because the formula sucks on it. It does take 3 coats. This is Essie's Find Me an Oasis, and the mark is like all the way at the top of the bottle. It's got like this teeny tiny mark up here, but oh my gosh. It looks good on the nails if you really want to work for it, but it's so bad. Just go for Zoya Blue. Sorry, that was heartburn right there. Just go for Zoya's Blue. It's so much better. This has just got a terrible formula, so I'm not going to be mad when it's gone. I have something that is so much better, but I will be happy to use it up, especially since this is like a winter color for me, but it's bad. That is all 8 polishes in my project polish. I'm having trouble not saying project pan because that is coming up too, like in maybe a week or 2. I've got like everything planned out in my head, like on a calendar, everything that I want to film in like the next 3 weeks, which is a lot. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're doing project polish on your Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, or just have like a personal goal of a polish you want to use up, definitely like leave me a link, tell me the polish down below. I don't know why you guys don't tell me like your YouTube or your Instagram, because I want to know, like I want to know what you guys are doing. I think it's fun to interact and stuff like that. So feel free to share. So thank you guys again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are freezing cold like me, please stay warm and have a happy new year. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.